And welcome back to the Sand Shark Rewind. I'm your host, Brackin, Lambert, along with my co-host, Wes Kerr. Wes, how's it going, man?
I'm doing great. Great to be here again for episode 2.
Episode 2, man. We're going strong. 2 weeks in a row, getting there. We got big things coming on this week. It's a busy week all over the place here in USCB Athletic.
Transitioned. I mean, obviously we're at the end of the fall sports, like with soccer as they get ready to become strong. But then basketball season, the very first one, right on the horizon. It's an exciting time as we get a postseason coming up, and then the beginning of the new season.
Yep, starting with soccer tomorrow. Sand Sharks women's soccer team heads up to Greenwood, face off with Lambert, and man, I just got a good feeling about tomorrow. I don't know what it is. I've just got a really good feeling.
The vibes of this team, I totally agree with you. I've seen a lot of good from this home schedule, but also how they compete on the road. Of course, the last time they played each other, it was a 1-1 draw, really hard-fought game. Sand Sharks, I believe, had a lead late, and then Lander got them near the end of regulation to force the tie. In the 83rd minute was Hansen who got the game tire after Di Anderson got the go-ahead goal later in that game. So, neck and neck finish. And, I think this one could go either way. I mean, it's going to, come down to who can make those fewest mistakes and execute properly. And I think the Sand Sharks have the upper hand. I think I've liked what I've seen from them from the games I've covered, especially. They have been, finishing a perfect regular season record at home, which is just unbelievable. And the way they're playing, I think they're gelling well at the right time. I think the top players have shown up even more so down the stretch, especially by Anderson, who's had a terrific year, and I think she's going to be a major factor out there on Monday. Then the depth scoring with players, like even with the Jenny Hespe, Christian's daughter, they've got a lot of players who they can count on in a game like this because, sometimes in these single elimination or knockout matches, as they call it in soccer, it's sometimes the unsung heroes who come up with the big goal or the big play. So I think the Sand Sharks have that, and that's why I'm going to give them the upper edge and what should be a tremendous quarterfinal match tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be a fun day. So we're gonna jump into soccer here right quick, but then after we get a little bit later on, we're gonna bring JJ Justin Jarrett, our play-by-play guy for basketball. We'll bring him in and back, bring him in here just a little bit. So, but yeah, heading in tomorrow, we're leaving around 1:30 tomorrow. The girls wanted to just go up the day and play. So it's the first Peach Belt Conference playoff game. We're gonna. Like I said, I just have a good feeling. I just think that it's hard to beat a team twice.
Yep.
Let alone, tie somebody. There's no ties. Tomorrow, whatever happens tomorrow. I mean, my schedule's booked for the entire week. We leave tomorrow, go to Greenwood, and then if everything works the way I'm thinking it's going to work, we go to either Dahlonega, St. Augustine, or Columbus State. That's the game plan on Friday, and then make a quick trip, turn around, and get ready for basketball on Saturday.
Yeah, that's the goal. You want to be there for that whole week if you can, and just keep traveling and see how far this team can get there. But I totally agree with you. I think this team is built for tournament playoff success, and I think they've really come into the form that they need. And what a great opportunity for this Jay Harris coach team. Not all the time you get to be a transition member in this process, going from the NAIA to the Peach Belt Division II. You don't really get an opportunity very many times. We just found this out in June that they're able to play for a tournament championship. This was something you sometimes weren't able to do in the past. So what a great opportunity for this team, especially those seniors, to be able to play for a championship in this season and be able to compete for play for that goal, which is something, as I mentioned, you don't get to do very often in this scenario. But I mean, this team has played hungry, they've played motivated, and they're just, the cohesion has really been there, especially late as the season has gone on. So I'm expecting a close contest tomorrow, but I agree with you. It's hard to beat them. And obviously, it was a draw, so neither team won or lost that first match, but of course, this one, there will be one winner and one loser. And I think the Sand Sharks have the upper edge when you look at this team from top to bottom, from the elite finishers that we've seen with Calvatin, and obviously, I mean, Calvatin, you know she's going to want to make an impact the playoffs because this is it for her. Just a legendary career. You want to see it end with some postseason magic, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And here's a clip from our last time out with Lander. Here's Sin breaking down. She just goes a little breakaway and just right at the 18, a little chip shot. And we talked about it last time. She, sometimes she would make, she might make that 2 out of 10 times, but that was the perfect time.
Yeah,
Sin hasn't finished a lot of goals this year, but she's been the person assisting.
yeah,
And
passing
that's been the big one. She's leads the team with 15 assists. I believe she's got 3 goals, but all of her goals have been impressive. 3 or 4 goals. So she's right there in the top 5. But I'm looking forward to seeing the power of Mari and Savannah, and then having Jenny hop off the bench and just be there right at the top. Be there where she needs to be. She's great at being there right at the right time. I think she picked that up from her countrywoman with Mari. She's been so, just finding it. I mean, that's 8 goals this year. I know that we didn't get to stream the game against Allen, but she ripped one from about 30 yards out to find the upper 90. And it was a beautiful shot, and she played most of that game. So I know the girls were a little bit disappointed from Thursday not being able to get
yeah.
out there and play one more time in front of the Finland fans. And it was going to be like, even though a weekday game, it was exciting. Everyone was
Yeah, and I kind of was looking at South Carolina State. I think they tied USC 8, which St. Sharks near and won. So I was expecting it was going to be a close and fun contest to finish out the regular season slate. So unfortunately, we'll do that. So hopefully, you just think about sometimes the rust of not playing in a while can get you. I don't think there'll be a problem with the Sand Sharks. I think they'll be motivated and fit and ready to go for this match.
yeah,
But you just always think about how much time you have in between these games. Now you got to prepare for a winner go home playoff matchup, and I expect them to be prepared. Jay Harris has done a terrific job, really, in all aspects of coaching this team. I mean, you look at what he did coming in as interim many years ago, and how quickly he formed a great relationship with these players, and especially for these seniors, because a lot of them have been there together with Jay a lot, and they've learned a lot. When you look at players like Mari Calvat and some of those seniors, they know his system, they know what to expect, and these younger players have really taken it in stride and have gotten better with those top players. And Savannah Page, my God, she has been an absolute sensation. She is, I mean, right
yeah,
there, just behind Mari Calvatin in goals. It's unbelievable what she's done early on in her career, and just her way to recognize where the play's headed, to finish plays, put in the back net. I mean, she has just been such a seamless contributor and has fit right in to this offense. Beautiful.
yeah. It's going to be an exciting game. I think it's really going to, that first 10 minutes is going to determine how the game goes. That was kind of the same mindset we had when we were up there a couple weeks ago. The first 10 minutes, and I think I was still fired up from the game against Flagler that we should have tied. I no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We should have tied that game and walked away with a point out of that game. But it is what it is. That could have
Everyone's record is 0-0 now. Yeah, that can be
exactly.
thrown out the
So
window.
yeah,
It's you focus on the next game. You focus on one game at a time at this point. So you take what you did well, you put that out of your memory, and you get ready for a survive and advance type scenario. That's what playoffs are all about. Win,
yeah,
win, and move on.
right, yeah. I think everybody's going to come out with a chip on their shoulder, get ready to come out in the replay and say, "Hey, we're going to make a chance here. We're going to take a chance here and go." They have nothing to lose. They've exceeded expectations.
Yes.
It was last year, or like you said, in June, that they were told that they can play for a Peach Belt championship. They don't get the AQ, the automatic qualifier, but that's fine. I mean, there has to be a bridge there to making into that transition. And we are one of the only schools in the country that can compete as a transitional team in the for their conference championship. So I mean, now everybody's conference championships getting started, and we're the only one of the only schools in the transitional phase that can continue playing. So
Yeah.
I mean, 13-4-1 sounds great. 14-4-1 sounds better. I think that that sounds great, no matter how big, little, or whatever the excitement is. I think that they're ready. I think that they're going to come out here and pushing. I think everybody's going to be excited. I know a lot of the staff is going to try and get up there. I'll be up there, so you guys can be waiting on some text, but you'll probably be watching. Hopefully, you'll be watching.
Yeah,
the game.
I'm going to try to stream the game tomorrow at 7:00. So under the lights.
Yeah, under the lights. It's
yeah.
Last year they played Georgia Gwinnett under the lights up in Lawrenceville, and now we're going over to Greenwood. So it's gonna be a long day. But
gotta love to play in those situations. We have a lot of day games which are fun at Finland Field, but this is where it gets serious.
Yeah,
it's win or go home under the lights, which is going to be a lot of fun for the team and for us back here watching. So I'll definitely have it on, and I'll transition us right into our Monday night Lowco lowdown. So
yeah,
we'll definitely give an update on that throughout the show.
Yeah, I'll get that highlight from you, and but that's going to transition us right from the Lowco lowdown right into Tuesday's USCB All Access live at the Oak Ale House. That's going to be fun. Hopefully, we're not going to have any more technical difficulties like we had last time. We'll have 2 microphones and the speaker. I don't know if Jay's watching right now, but Jay, we're gonna have to borrow your speaker there, bud, probably, and get ready. But we're gonna be talking good things with Coach Harris, and then both Coach Ron and Coach Sharon, who the men's basketball team just got done doing some scrimmages this weekend. They were up playing Wingate and Coker, but we'll transition to that in just a few minutes. But Wes, what do you think the key to this game is? I think I know my perspective is you've got to survive those first 10 minutes. Lander's going to come out ready for blood. They are going to be out there ready to say, hey, we're better than the tie that we had the first time, and they're going to want to prove it. They did it last year in our senior day here at Finland, but they're going to be ready. I have no doubt about that. I think it's going to be a dogfight going in. Everything's going to happen. So what do you think our key to success is heading into tomorrow evening?
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how it goes tomorrow. But in terms of keys, I think you hit it right on the head in terms of getting off to a quick start, which is always important when you're playing away from home, but especially, in a game like this where, it's one mistake that can kind of snowball you in a single elimination game like that. So a key start is enormous. And I just think communication, defense has been a standout component of this team. And I just think about the efforts and the physicality and just, that kind of exertion from players, especially those seniors who are going to go all out in a game like this. And then set pieces. So USCB has been excellent on set pieces when they've gotten the opportunities at home. And if you're able to draw those fouls and get those corner kicks, which USCB has done a great job, drawing those, like knocking balls off defenders across the end line. The Sand Sharks have capitalized on a good amount of those chances at home. So if you're able to get those early looks, those free kicks, those corners, and you're able to find ways to execute off of them, that has been different so many times for USCB. So set pieces has been an enormous part of the Sand Sharks' MO this year, and if they're able to do it here in the Peach Belt Conference tournament, that could provide them with a big difference. So you want to come out with the high level, high energy exertion early, and you just got to minimize those mistakes. The passing has to be crisp. We've seen it so many times at home. They've been able to do that. They've been communicating well. They've been on the same page, and I think that's really important in a game like this. And Jay Harris is going to do a tremendous. He has been doing a tremendous job preparing this team for a game like this, and you're going to be energized. I think playing with house money. I think that's a good way to put it because this is an opportunity that you have that normally players and teams don't get. So, but at the same time, I mean, it makes for a excelling, enticing story. I guess is what you're saying here is that you rarely get a chance to do this, and it could pay off really well for this program and for this team as a whole. So I'm very, very excited. I think this team has shown us a lot at home, and we've talked about how special this group is. They've done a great job, and I think going off what we've been saying is they've proven they can win tight games. Like you take a look at what Mari Calvatin did against USC Aiken, Sid by Anderson with a game winner in the last 20 minutes. This team knows how to battle until the end and pull out those close wins. And that's every matchup from here on out is going to be an absolute dogfight. And it's those extra components, those passes, those 50-50 balls. They add up. So I think USCB is going to be well energized and prepared for this contest. And I think they got a lot of players who have proven they can produce, and a lot of versatile players that can do a lot of different things, a lot of little hustle plays, and a lot of big things too. So I'm really excited, and I can't be any more pumped for tomorrow night at 7:00 kickoff as the Sand Sharks look to eye a deep playoff run.
Yeah. So, but it's going to be an exciting time. So USCB versus Lander tomorrow night, 7:00 at Lander, live on the Peach Belt Sports Network. So we're going to take a quick break here, and then we're going to bring in Justin Jarrett, our play-by-play guy for Sand Shark Hoops, and we're going to talk a little bit of basketball to wrap up the show.
The Lowco Media Network is the place to keep up with local sports news across the South Carolina Lowcountry and subscribe to all your favorite shows. From the Lowco Sports Lowdown at Lowco Pigskin Live to the Lowco Hoops Report and USCB All Access. Plus new shows like Red's Barbershop, where NYC and Syracuse hoops legend Tony Red Bruin opens up his Rolodex and talks hoops with stars past and present, like Sam Perkins and Jay Billis. And Under the Bus, featuring hilarious banter on the biggest stories in sports from Hall of Fame sports writer Curry Kirkpatrick, former ESPN SportsCenter anchor Bob Stevens, and legendary Hilton Head Prep basketball coach Rich Basirico. Find them all on the Lowco Media YouTube channel or at lowcosports.com. Go Lowco!
Hey guys, and we're back here to the Sand Shark Rewind. Going to give a little bit of shout out, a couple of sponsors there for us. Palmetto Link, our newest sponsor for USCB Athletics, Buford Reynolds, and then also want to give the official bus provider or official transportation partner of USCB Athletics is Kelly Tours. We have loved every second of riding with them, so it's been fun, especially when you can drive over to Savannah and pick up your stuff that you left on the bus. That was me last week. So, but JJ, we just wrapped up some soccer, and now we're getting ready to talk some basketball. We are counting down the days. We are 6 days away from Sand Shark basketball in the Lowco.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. I mean, it's something that you and I have dreamed about for a long time, and we used to dream about it back in the day. So it's finally coming to fruition, and I'll get to do the play-by-play. Excited about that. I'll have Red Bruin by my side for game one on Saturday against Morris, which, it's hard to know what to expect. We haven't seen these teams play. So just looking at Morris, they've played a couple of exhibitions. The men have gotten beaten pretty soundly by Ave Maria and St. Andrews. The women lost both those games, but they were both competitive. So, just based on that, I would expect the women's game to maybe be a little more competitive than the men's. But the Morris men, I was looking through their roster, they have a couple of guys who are pretty legit players, who played good JUCO ball out in Kansas. One of them, both good players from here in state. A guy from Marion, so they've got some players to be wary of, and I'm sure they'll have some athletes out there. And again, we just don't know what to expect from USCB competitively because we haven't seen them play anybody yet. So, but I do expect that Fudala's group will bring major energy, and I suspect they'll be very well coached and well sound in the fundamentals and things, and same for Versup's group. So I'm excited to get it off the ground. You probably know a lot more about the teams than I do at this point, Brackin.
Yeah, I mean, I'm there watching practice every now and then, and I'm getting everything ready for the games. I spent today getting ready for some of the scorers table. So JJ, you'll have to tell me what you think when we get out there on a couple days beforehand. Just get you out there, check it out, and but I mean, it's coming down to the wire. It feels like we should still have another month before we play another game, or before we play a game. But it's here. We're less than a week out, and yeah, I think Ron's got a great group of guys out there. Everybody's working hard, and Sharon, she's doing the same thing. A lot more depth on the bench for the guys. They've got 20 guys on the roster, and after a couple of injuries, the women's team only has 10. So it's a couple of those key contributors are out, and but we're that's okay. That's everybody has to deal with lumps, and ours just happened to happen right before our season starts. We've known for a little bit that they're going to be out, but it's going to be fun. I really think that we're going to have. I think we're just gonna. It's going to be a dogfight, just like we said with soccer. It's going to be a dogfight in those first couple games. We've played Morris back-to-back games.
Yep.
Saturday and then Wednesday. So, Saturday it's going to be a raucous crowd there at the USCB Rec Center. But I think that fire is going to get brought, and I think that we're going to be ready to rock and roll. I just really think that these guys have it. These girls have it. They've bought in to what Coach Versup and Coach Fudala have been talking about. And they have been ready. I was talking to a couple players today, and they were like, they're like, "Can you believe it's here?" And I said, "No, not at all.
Yeah.
I'm not ready, but I am ready." I mean, we've been like you said, we've been talking about
ready or not, here it comes, right? I mean, you're always going to be as ready as you can be when the moment comes, and it's never quite as ready as you want to be, but it's going to happen.
I'm really excited just to see the emotion of the crowd and the players. I mean, this is a historic afternoon for the Sand Sharks. Whenever you're opening up for the very first time, and basketball is such a seminal sports for these school programs. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than football and basketball. So this first season is going to say a lot, and I think you want to set the bar high out the gate. You want to have that energy and that excitement early on. So, and I think Ron Fidel, from talking to you, and I'm expecting some big things early on. And I think this Ron Fidel squad is going to impress. I think they've got some high energy, as you said, and a lot of guys who are ready for this moment and who are built to come out of the gates flying. So I'm excited to see what this men's team does, and same thing for the women. I mean, it's a amazing opportunity with such a legendary coach at the helm, and Sharon Versup, first game coming back. It's a major story, not just here in the Low Country, but like in basketball circles. It's huge for to see Versup coming back and to be leading this team. So I'm excited for both of these stories that we'll see take place on the court here on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing this group play. A couple of players that I'm really looking forward to seeing play and actually watching. Lydia Gattosi, she's a forward, the transfer from Kinesis, and then the local kid, Janiyah Hayward. I am super stoked to watch her play. I heard great things. We've got a lot of kids, that are just I'm excited for, especially on the women's side, who can just make shots and be productive. I mean, I think losing two players who were going to be a lot of the bulk scorers is tough, but it's those points are going to have to be made up somewhere. And Jada Young is one. She's a freshman from Long County High School. She's going to be out there playing and then Shania Rose from Florida Southwestern. Yeah, there's the roster. So, but yeah, I think and Primo, man, I see Primo putting in the work every single day. I'm usually getting in there about 7:00, 7:30, and she's in there taking some shots before. But yeah, Shania is going to be a great addition. Lydia, so it was a great game to watch during the full run through we had, the scrimmages, and it's going to be, we don't know too much about Morris. JJ, you said you did some research there, and I'll have some notes there for you on the first game, but
yeah.
Unlike what to watch on soccer, there's not a lot to go by. It's just
yeah.
We're gonna
Yeah, and Morris doesn't have any box scores or stats or anything posted, so it's like, who knows? I guess you could go on deck stats and see. Do they still do that for NAI?
Presto.
Is that still a thing?
It's Presto now. Thank God went away in
It's no more.
In 2021.
Thank goodness.
Last year.
Well, they don't have any stats posted on any of their games, so who knows? We'll be flying in the dark, but such is life.
That's okay. That's how it's gonna go. But I'm also really looking forward to this men's squad. They've got a lot of depth. So I mean, we can play hockey. They can make line changes and bringing in a fresh 5 guys for 2 minutes before they need to switch.
Are they going to do that?
I have no idea. I mean, okay. that scrimmage that I was at, I was putting out fires, so I didn't actually get to watch a lot of that game either. But
early in the season, I expect them to rotate.
You got to play a lot of guys early.
Now when you're really trying to find those 5 that'll work, but having 2 different groups of 5 players coming off, that's certainly a bold strategy, but I'm excited and I have faith in what Ron Fadala is doing. I think from what I'm seeing in practices and just talking to him at the first All Access show, I'm pumped. I am hyped for what he has brought just to this point, and all the drills, all the competitions they've had during practice, which has really helped spark these guys to get even better on the same page playing together out there on the court. So I think he's brought to quickly that intensity and instilling those values are going to be so important for this team when they take to the court for real. So both these teams, I think the head coaches are doing an outstanding job. The assistant coaching staff here, I'm JJ, I'm sure you agree with me, but Jamise Franklin, that's great to see because she was a standout helping lead Hilton at Christian County.
And Tori McCullough. Tori McCullough over there too. I like that. That's cool.
Coach Mac.
Great to see some
local flavor.
Some local products be a major part of this, both in terms of some of the players. Andrew Helms playing from Hilton at Prep. So obviously, Justin and I have been working for Lowco Sports for a while, and being able to see these athletes and coaches that we've covered get to now move up to the next level and do it here for USCB. That means a lot to me, and it's extra special to cover these guys.
Yeah, it is, and I mean that's one of the cool things about having a college program in your town, right? Is that every once in a while there's a hometown kid who gets to stick around and play 4 more years in front of the home crowd. And hopefully over time we have a handful on each roster every year. And but even like on the women's side, like Michaela Primo, who played at Calvary Day, and like we know that name. She played against Hilton Head Christian every year, and I always saw her name on Twitter, putting up massive numbers because that girl scored like 1 million points in high school at Calvary Day. She shot the lights out. And like Janiah Hayward, she's from Woodville Tompkins, right? And so she played against Hilton Head Christian last year a couple of times in their better games that they played. So they're names that we're familiar with. Alfonso Ross, also from Woodville Tompkins. So getting those Savannah guys over here is cool. And as we get more more Lowco kids playing, it's going to be really neat. But it's just going to be great. And it's going to be a wild environment, though. It's going to be packed house in there, close quarters. You got bleachers yet? They're coming.
Come talk to me this week. They're coming. It's a work in progress. But I mean, like I said, it's coming down to the wire.
Yeah.
There will be seats.
There will be seating.
There will be seating. And it's going to be jam packed. Be ready. We're putting together we're going to put together a great atmosphere. And then the things that we learn, I tell this to
just be grateful to be in the building.
That's right. Just be grateful. But I mean, I've been telling this to all of the teams. Especially Gina's watching. We will have seats. Yes, we will. But I was telling a couple of students today when I was at the school, like, everything's going to get better by us learning new things, by doing stuff we do with basketball. That's going to help us with baseball, softball. The stuff we do with baseball and softball is going to help soccer, and then turn around and help basketball.
Rising tides, baby. Rising tides.
And then that's going to bring that atmosphere. A lot of the things that I really love is our SAC this year. I sat in on both SAC meetings, and something that they've brought in.
Student Advisory Council. Is that what it's called?
Student Athlete Advisory Council or committee. Yeah. But they talked about something they're really going to push, and you'll see some stuff out on social media here in the next couple weeks or so, is the A for A game, the athlete for athlete game. We kind of did that. Going out and supporting each other. Yeah.
It'd be every game.
Last Saturday at the Georgia Southwestern game, it was a packed house for senior night.
Nice.
And it doesn't have to be any game, but the cool thing is the team picks it, and they say, okay, hey, this is the game we want is our A for A game. So it may be against our rival. Our automatic rival is Aiken. So that's going to be it. Or if it's going to be senior night, that way we can get out there and build the crowd. But I think that the crowds are going to be great no matter what.
Oh yeah.
I'm still, we're getting emails every day about tickets, and just, what the atmosphere is going to be. So I think we're going to be ready to rock and roll and really, and like I said, bring that fire. There's a song called "Bring That Fire" by Warhol. And I don't know, it just fits. I'm like, let's go. So I might be putting that
fire.
One.
All right. Bring it. Bring it. Very good.
Slowly
tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock tomorrow for all access at Okatee?
Tuesday night. Tuesday night, 6 o'clock.
Tuesday night. Yeah, I'm thinking it's Monday already. Tuesday night, 6 o'clock. Because we're live. I'm not used to being live on Sunday. That's a new thing for me. So Tuesday night, 6 o'clock, all access. I'm trying to get Coach Basirico and the other color commentators to come out and say hi too. So
that'd be great. Get everybody out there and support. Grab some dinner, grab some grub. Gonna hopefully have. We're going to have choice. We're gonna have good news from Coach Harris, Coach Jay. And then we'll have both Ron and Sharon on again, just to get ready for hoops. So we'll be able to talk and get ready for Saturday. But we're gonna have two more soccer games next week. Like I said, I would have a feeling. Yeah. So
I think so too. I do. You had them where you wanted them last time up there. I think we'll get them this time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you get them.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to do it here for the Sand Shark Rewind. We're going to wrap it up here. So, Wes, Justin, thank you guys.
We're gonna send you out with Finnegan though.
Oh, absolutely. All right, come on, bring on Finnegan real quick.
All right. My man.
Oh yeah.
He was good. He was safe.
I love it.
Yeah. Want to give a special thanks, also a special thanks out there to the Savannah Ghost Pirates and Davey for inviting us out to Davey's birthday bash last Sunday. That was a lot of fun. So look for a couple of special things coming with Davey the Ghost Pirate too. And
nice.
If you don't follow Davey or follow Finnegan on Instagram, USCB.Finnegan. That's his new Instagram, and he's we're working on some stuff. He's been in a little shot.
He's cutting up.
He is. He's getting there. He's
coming
getting,
out of his shell.
That's
Yeah.
right. So
He was a little depressed for a while, but he's starting to come out of it now.
yeah, he's getting there. So, all right, guys. Well, for Wes and Justin, thank you guys for watching the Sand Shark Rewind. We will see you guys next Sunday, hopefully with good news from basketball and good news from soccer. So, all right, fins up, guys. We'll see.